Hello, hello, my name is Rambo. Today we are doing day 2 of the Bootcamp series. Do you guys want to get 2 nuclears in the span of 1 hour? Stay tuned. Alright guys, so today's day 2, and I think this one is one of the most important things of Call of Duty. Now, as I said earlier, I got 2 nukes, 2 nuclear medals in the span of 1 hour. I recorded this last night. As you guys can see, it's dark in the room. Didn't want to wake up my beautiful girlfriend, so I wasn't able to do commentary. But the reason I put up the video is so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Obviously, if you see me, go look up at the top what looks to be the right corner on our screen, but it was top left screen. I'm looking at the mini-map. But today we are covering map knowledge. Now, this isn't something that requires a ton of playing time. You just listen up, and I'll try to cover it all in one video. Now, the big thing in map knowledge is just knowing spawns, knowing the basis of Call of Duty maps. And Treyarch is a company that, here, listen close, because this is really important. Treyarch puts 3 alleyways, not necessarily alleys, but paths on each map. Let's go and walk through a couple of these maps. For example, this one, we have the middle, we have the right, and we have the left. That's the way that Treyarch makes all their maps. So, for example, if you look to my right, we have the cave. To the left, we have the B flag bridge. And in the middle, we just have, this middle kind of waterways. And you have the little tributaries to each of the paths. But for the most part, there's 3 ways to go about playing in Treyarch Black Ops 3. Let's go and cover Combine, for example. We have the middle, where B flag is, with the tank between the 2 buildings. We have the left coming from A flag, which is, just the wall run. I call it the head glitch side. And then we have the right side, depending on which way you're coming from, which is wall run. Now, this is important. Most people don't even know about this, but this is really important. That means that if, unless you're playing against a clan who really knows their stuff, it's going to be tough for them to stop the flank at all times. Now, the flank is what's going to help you come out of a slump or even get you that kill streak that you need. Now, let's talk a little bit about spawns. What I talk about in my videos is focusing on this mini-map, taking a look at it, and let's spend a moment or two just looking at my face right here. And let's see how much I look up at that top right corner of the screen. Nearly every time I'm not shooting at somebody, you see me looking up there. Just a quick glance. And even when I got the SR-71 or the Hater up, I'm still running blind as long as my eyes are on the minimap. That's huge. Now, let's talk about spawns. Thanks to the minimap, if you're playing core, it's a different case for hardcore, but if you're playing core game modes, you got a minimap. Now, what I always do is I look at both things. First, I'm looking at red marks. As long as I don't have any ahead of me or behind me, close to me, I'm okay. Next thing I'm looking at is my team. I know that for the most part, the enemy team knows where my team is, or at least is headed. So they're not going to be thinking about one guy running out to the right side and get him on the flank. Now that's huge. You always want to think, where is the enemy team focused? Now, if you have that in mind, you're always able to get a flank in. Once again, right here, I see that my team is focused on the left side of the map, which means that my enemy team is probably on the right side. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to try to get some kills. Now, I'm not saying don't get the objective. I'm just saying be wary of where your team is. Because if you know where your team is, more likely you're going to know where the enemies are. And that's like having a UAV up at all times. Now, as long as you got your aim down from last video, you're going to be able to demolish them. This wasn't my best gameplay, but I wanted to save the 2 nuclears for different videos. And I'm going to go and start talking about, the 3 routes, because this is really the highlight of the video. Now, you'll see me focusing on the main alley, which is just, that straight up middle of the map. If I can patrol this one, my teammates can patrol, the outer flags, cap those. I can cap A and C as long as they're guarding B. Now, I can usually guard B with my Hellstorm missile, thanks to my map knowledge. Now this is huge, guys. This is what the professional gamers do. You may or may not have heard this before, but chances are you haven't, because I heard this from Optic. I don't remember which person it was. I think it was Scumpy or Nadeshot. Chances are it was probably Scumpy. But I mean, with the exception of those competitive players, you're not going to be hearing this much. Now, sure, we can go look up a video on how to get an easy nuke, how to get an easy bloodthirsty, whatever. But at the end of the day, you need this, because this is valuable. With this and how to aim, you can pair those two up, and you start to develop this feel for the game. And with that feel, that's when you really start getting good. As soon as my map knowledge grew, back in Modern Warfare 2 to be exact, I started getting nukes. Well, of course, nuking that game was way easy, but the game just started to become way easier. Now, I could even assign you some homework, and I could say, go watch 5 other YouTubers' games. I'm going to say, chances are, they're not going to be telling you to do this. You know, they're going to say, oh, you stick it on the right side, try to get the flank, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to be teaching you about map knowledge. But if you do observe their videos, chances are they're going to be going where the enemies or their teammates aren't. And fact is, I just got done watching some YouTubers, and you know what I hear from those better players a lot? Just get away from me. Get out of my way. I even say, of course, all of these great YouTubers are saying, get out of my way, blah, blah, blah. That should, right there, should be enough evidence to show you that the best players in the game are doing this. It's just, most of us haven't thought of it that way, and those experienced players who have been playing since Call of Duty 4 are still thinking this. So put this into practice, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the video. If you guys want to see something next week specific, let me know. iRahmbo out.